Be the clean save percentage, almost 45% for Entenmann. They can start the break like this. There's Teat takes the shot, and what do you think? Fitting fashion for the Atlas in their first playoff game of the year. It's Teat on the board first.
We talked about them being the #1 offense, and a big part of that is their transition game. Clean saves, in this case, was a turnover. I guess it'll be credited as a save, but Entenmann, his ability to get the ball cleanly up and out, and then the directive's clear. Get it to Jeff Teat. You got a little pass down, pick down action. Dunn elects to go underneath of that. So he'll go underneath this pick by Danny Logan, and that allows Jeff Teat to get his hands free.
At the end of the day, what's so fascinating about Teat is when he catches that ball, he's living in the gray area. Are they pressing, or are they going to pull out and get into their settled offense? And when he finds a defense that's not sure of the direction he's going in, that's when he capitalizes. You look at the placement of that shot on a lefty goalie, it's just magic.
#1 pick last year, Defensive Player of the Year finalist this year. He gets the assist on Schellenberger's finish. The Bulls are running here, RB.
And it was another turnover, and this one was set up by Carpenter, the rookie long stick midfielder. He gets the knockdown or the nugget, and then from there the Bulls are out and running. You're going to see the knockdown right there by Carpenter. Once it hits the turf, Adler's off and running, and in this case Dunn presses out on Teat. That frees up Adler. Beautiful skip pass to Schellenberger. So just incredible defense to offense. That's been the name of the game for Atlas all season long.
So far, so good. This is the #1 scoring offense in the league by a mile, more than 15 scores per game. Also, 83 assists during the regular season. Costabile, how did he get that shot away? And beats Krebs low and away. 3-0 Atlas, not even 3 minutes in.
Brian Costabile is a streaky player. And I mentioned in the open, when we were going over the lineups, if he gets going early, watch out, because he has the ability to attack a defender right at the heart of the defense, going north-south. And if you look at the location of these shots on Krebs, Krebs is a lefty there. This time he has to go offside low. You saw Jeff Teat stinging it high. This team is shooting at a completely different level out of the gates.
Rambo from long range for him, just inside the arc. Whips win the backup.
Oh, that has to be Makar. Makar, 43 in blue, is closer to the ball when it went out of bounds on a shot. That is a bad call.
They gave it to Malone. See if they can do anything with it with under 10 to shoot. Anderson, the swim and the score. What a move by the rookie Levi Anderson, gets Maryland on the board.
Clark, let's go back to this run out. You pointed it out. It's where the ball goes out of bounds. So it's not a race to the end line, it's where it goes out.
That's Makar.
That's Makar, right? I mean, he's right on top of that.
The Whips make him pay.
Given second life, Anderson, the swim move. Whoop, see you later. Good.
Pure domination, and robbed of an assist there by a good save from Krebs, who didn't have the best start, but he's got 3 now. Here comes Colin Heacock, one of 9 Maryland Terrapins on this Whipsnakes roster. Malone sweeps, shoots, and scores. Stamps a corner, and the rookie stays hot.
This is nasty, and this shows you the versatility of TJ Malone and what he can do above goal line extended, Ryan.
Yeah, you're going to get this double pick action all set up for Malone. So the first pick, they don't really get a lot out of this. So here comes the first pick with this pass, and then this pick as the machine kind of jams up. So let's just run it. You're going to get this first pick, not much happens, but then here's Rambo with the hammer. Makar tries to run through that, and then post switch. Malone just has got too much speed. His hand's free, and he buries it.
And I can't say enough about his versatility. When you watch the trajectory of his career, he's an attackman in high school. His freshman year at Penn State, he moves to midfield. He plays alongside the offensive players in Grant Ament. And
Hold that thought, Coach. Trevor Baptiste.
You know why I held that thought. Something was cooking.
And he really is the key to their whole offense being so explosive. You look at their wins, and they're generating close to 7 goals off of his faceoff wins. In their losses, under 4. So his ability to not only win the faceoff, but then generate his own shot and bury it, or get them into early offense. That is the secret sauce of this Atlas offense.
And if you look at the production of this Atlas offense in the first quarter, give all the props to Trevor Baptiste because he's feeding this beast. He's 5 for 6 in the stripe showdown with Joe Nardella. Nardella had the advantage in the regular season.
Here we go again, this time for 2! Trevor Baptiste!
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, let's do that!
Go.
Wow! Encore! If one's not good enough, do it again!
I mean, it's a 3-goal run in a matter of, what, 4 seconds? 4 seconds. You Whipsnakes, you score. You're like, okay, we're crawling back into this. Bang, goal. Bang, 2-pointer.
I mean, I was getting into it in the history of these two going at each other from the inception of the league. Trevor Baptiste has been the standard. The one guy who's kind of just right on his tail has been Joe Nardella. Not today, not in the first quarter. 6 out of 7 in 2 Gs. He's making a statement. Good point there. You talk about Schellenberger getting the guy wide. That gives Baptiste more shooting area, and that's the respect that Schellenberger has for Baptiste as a shooter. He knows.
Anderson with the answer. Goes top right, Levi Anderson, his 2nd goal today. And the Whipsnakes, again, just trying to stay in touch here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I spoke with him after their last quarterfinal win. He was not pleased with his performance. So no surprise, he comes out a little hotter and ready to be aggressive. Such a strong left-handed player. You can see him plant his feet and absolutely sting this corner, but he's such a beautiful dodger on that left wing going underneath. You saw that swim dodge earlier. Here he sweeps top side. You think about Anderson, right? Originally drafted to the Redwoods. Big early to mid-season pickup via trade, again by Jim Stagnita. It's all those little mini micro moves that have added up to into the.
Another guy who's up for Rookie of the Year. Aiken, head of steam and a lefty rip.
The scary part about Aiken, Kark, is it doesn't really matter if you put a pole on him. Like most teams don't have a defensive solution if you're going to beat their pole.
No, because he's one of the best athletes in the league. And we talk about body. This is body to perfection. Lean into the defender and then just kind of shade off that defender to get your hands free. Dox Aiken has put in so much time. Right now he's living down in Dallas. He is working non-stop on his craft, and it's shown. I think he's just been on a mission as an athlete. You know, he attempted to play in the NFL, and just the shape that he got into, and you put that muscle and speed together, and now he's spending so much time on his stick skills and his shooting. You're seeing the complete Dox Aiken, who I think is a top 5 midfielder in the league. And by the way, that was his left hand. He's a right.
Snakes.
Kind of talk more about the midfield. You know, Chanachuk's been shooting 15% this season. That's well below his average. You're asking a lot of rookies in terms of Patra and Anderson to step up in these big spots.
Heacock after the roll on the finish. And Colin Heacock makes it a 3-goal game midway through this 2nd quarter.
They've got Entenmann on his heels, and it looks like he might be a little nicked up. And I'm talking about all these rookies in Patra and Anderson. Colin Heacock's been around for a while. The bright lights will not have him back down from a moment like this. Feels the defensive pressure, gets to the heart of the defense, and makes it count. Rambo Heacock, championship ways.
But when you look at what Dox has done this year, he's really just elevated his game, and he's such a nightmare to cover. And I think you made that point, RB, around if you pull him, if you short stick him, he's just as effective. And anytime you have a guy like that, it opens up the rest of your offense.
There's Miles Jones, the lefty shot, and the score. There you go, Tom, some midfield action for you.
As you've watched Jones kind of evolve throughout his career, what has been different with him on Atlas this season? He just looks rejuvenated. I don't know what it is, though, specifically. I mean, I'd love to have your thoughts on it.
He seems comfortable. He seems comfortable. He seems confident. Miles is somebody who's been dominant for so long, and what I love about his game is he's dangerous in so many different ways. He could dodge physically. He's had a quick first step for a big guy. He could go right hand. He could go left hand. And the part I love about Miles' game the most is he can feed.
Yeah.
And it makes it really difficult for the defense to cover a guy like that.
You said
Most of these guys went to Maryland. Part of the reason they've won 5 games in a row. By the way, they have not trailed at halftime in any of those 5 straight victories. That's what they're staring at here. Malone picks it up and puts it in. The rookie is Johnny on the spot, his second goal of this first half.
And the Whipsnakes are going to run a little action for Patra. They love this set piece. Atlas are going to try to blow it up at X by denying Malone the ball, but they're still going to skip it through to Patra. He's got all that space to go underneath. You could see Atlas reacting to him defensively. That leaves Malone, Johnny on the spot right there to clean up the garbage. So there's the slide, there's the support. You could see Adler actually trying to anticipate a run out. Little did he know the ball was still in play.
Yeah, that's a lunge pail goal by Malone, too. You know you're getting whacked, right? In this league, the defenders are brutal. When the ball is on the crease, you're not coming out feeling good. And Malone knows that, but he pays the price for a good reason.
You'll take that if you're Atlas defensively. A lot of green here.
Williams trying to get to his shot. Nice feed, Malone. Rambo with the finish.
There it is. They were putting us to sleep. The Whips.
Heads up play here by Zed Williams. Off the end line, the restart. Everybody substitutes off the play. And Williams goes, wait a second. We got a lot of green here. Let's go 3-on-3. I love my attack unit. I'm going to dodge hard, draw that double, get it to Malone. Beautiful feed inside to Rambo. And the Whips veteran attack are finally on the board here.
Yes, they are. Ice in the veins. It's playoff time.
Well, he's been that way all year. Shoots it almost 40% of the time he touches it. Highest in the league.
Broken stick here.
15 to shoot. It's Heacock. Yeah, Heacock, his biceps can break your stick. Stevens trying to play defense without it. Heacock shoots and scores. And we got a 1-goal game.
He's flexing now. This is one big dude. I was talking to him before the game. I was asking him, I said, I covered you in college in 2017. You weren't this big. What happened to you? He said puberty. That is man strength.
That
and
is
he
man
is just
strength.
using his body to get into the defender with no stick, and it's just pow.
What I love about it is he recognizes Stevens' stick is broken, and that's the guy you want to go at. The first attempt, not successful, but instead of giving the rock up, no, this is our best opportunity offensively. I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to hold on to the ball, and I'm going to keep attacking this player with no stick.
Do you think that's directed at Miles Jones?
Yes, that's
same
exactly
Selly?
what
Yep.
I think he looked over at the Atlas sideline.
Same Selly. The Whips are a dangerous team when you get deep into a game with them, right? They're dangerous because they're a team that you don't have to just, you can't scout 1 or 2 guys. They could beat you in so many different ways.
Clark, they won last week in the quarterfinals. It felt like an old school Whips game where it was like they did not play their best ball, and they still found a way to win. And to your point, they're hanging around.
Malone, the one-hand stuff. Entenmann saying he was in the crease, but for now, we've got our first tie.
And hanging around, Ryan, a lot of times is finding goals in moments. Late in shot clocks, late in the quarter.
It's another play by Malone where you're like, okay, you look up and then now he's got a hat trick. Let's take a look at his feet. Ooh. That looks clean, and that looks clean.
My God. Yeah, that crosses. The first
about
foot
footwork.
is the one you got to worry more about. Does the first foot. The second one, the ball's crossed.
But good recognition.
Don't worry about that second foot.
Good recognition by Malone. He's on a short stick. I'm shocked Atlas didn't have a slide ready.
It's a tough
that angle doesn't give us much.
He's lucky he's not the Baltimore, was it Isaiah Likely, who's wearing black cleats? If he wore black cleats, we'd have a better look. TJ Malone's wearing white cleats. The line's white.
Good call, Clark. 13 for Brendan Krebs, now transition the other direction. Bernhardt rips it, Entenmann makes the save. It's the Chaminade Flyers practice battle right now. These two goalies standing on their heads. Costabile for two, that gets in. And New York takes the lead.
Was that deflected? That took a weird bounce.
It did. I think it hit Krebs' leg.
Beautiful pass by Schellenberger, identifying the trailer. Look at this trail pass. And yeah, it hit off Krebs. I thought it might have hit some traffic leading up to it, but no, it's off of Krebs' leg.
Clear, too. Costabile with the recognition and understanding where the two-point line is. And in a game where they were starving for some offense, scoreless in the second half, he drops a two-ball. Talk about the timing of that one.
And the unheralded play there was Comizio actually crashed the crease. And in doing so, that drew the Maryland defense in. Schellenberger kind of surveyed and then found Costabile trailing behind the play.
That's their first goal.
Puglisi playing the one-on-one defense. Here's Teat. Oh my goodness! He paints the corner. Just inside the arc, Jeff Teat makes it a 3-score lead.
And I'm going to be honest with you. The Whips were upset by the Atlas getting the extended possession. This is one of these plays, Ryan, where you just wear on your defense and then it's pounding the corner.
And you can see the reaction by Muller. He thinks he's got a bit of a free double team here. Teat on his quote-unquote wrong side, so his left hand towards the outside, not necessarily known for having that crazy range. So you can see Muller thinking like I thought I could kind of get away. I can hedge down there and recover.
Rambo's in the vicinity, surrounded by blue jerseys, including Jake Stevens, the rookie, who nearly got leveled by Williams. Ball is still free at midfield. It's Conrad who's got it, gets it out to Patra, now numbers for the Whips. This is Conrad. Under 5 seconds, or 5 minutes left rather, a flag is out. Shot clock is below 20. Incredible goal by Ryan Conrad. Might wipe out the penalty, brings it back to a one-possession game.
Good goal on the play. With offsides, it gets wiped out. All even face-off.
On that big scrum, somehow an Atlas got an extra defender back. They actually ran off. So it's clean 6-on-6. And this is exactly why Conrad has drawn the pole virtually the entire game, is to eliminate that specific action. Because as soon as he got traded to the Whipsnakes, they've gone a heavy dose of Conrad invert, and he has produced time and time again.
Become an inverting machine.
And Rambo's got the backup.
This is where you miss Tucker Dordovic. This is where you miss Brad Smith. Those guys can stretch a defense from deep.
Heacock, that's a 1, and it counts. And Colin Heacock flexing on him again. Maryland within 1.
I like how they haven't chased the 2, right? There's plenty of time left, Boyle.
Yeah, and Heacock continues his strong day. He's got a hat trick. And Maryland, you got to credit them for responding down 3, but they go back to that same action with Conrad behind the goal. So he's already scored. Now we got to support. You could see Adler slide down, and then there's just no second slide and no rotation behind the play. You can see Kobe Smith is probably the next guy that was supposed to rotate over. A little bit of a breakdown and confusion there, Atlas defensively, and Heacock makes him pay. And
he's confident.
If I'm Whips, if you don't put a pole on Conrad, you could expect that over and over again.
Yeah, Heacock's heating up. And if this was a situation where in the first quarter and Baptiste was heating up, you'd say, oh, now they have to deal with Baptiste. This matchup has been essentially even.
And there's actually...
It's 11-11. Top 2 face-off men on the planet. 3.5 minutes left. Whips down by 1. Rambo takes the shot, ties the game.
The southpaw from Philly delivers again. Boyle, there's just different types of athletes, right? Like, it doesn't matter what Matt Rambo has done for the last 3-4 weeks. When a game is on the line, when a season is on the line, you go to him. You don't get cute. You don't do anything outside of give Matt Rambo the ball. He will own a one-on-one matchup. And when you short him, he dominates it.
You could see him, that initial lean in, and then he just backs up. He just fades away, and he gives ground, and then Camizio never comes in it and closes out on his airspace.
Come on!
Yep, come on, let's go. Let's go, we got a game.
And you think of it, back-to-back goals, Heacock and then Rambo.
Yep, it's the guys.
Whips slow it down again. 7 minutes into overtime. It's Anderson, the swim, the score! Levi Anderson sends the Whips to the championship.
Whipsnake Nation. Defined by a rookie class that made this season complete, Boyle. The winner comes from a player that not many teams wanted. He was a Redwood in the beginning. He was an easy pickup and trade for Jim Stagnita. And he delivers a massive punch, and remember the name, Levi Anderson. He brings the Whips to Philly next week.
Finishes the game with a hat trick after really not doing a whole lot last week in the quarterfinals. And Teat had his moment in overtime, but Krebs, huge saves. Here's Anderson, that swim move, and you can see Atlas prepared to slide. They get there, but it's just a little bit too late.
And when he swims, he's so massive that if he gets that inside track, it's over. Like, if he gets inside you after that swim, it's lights out.
And you can see his head was up the whole time, so it really kind of froze the defense by having your head up. They're like, wait, are you going to feed the ball? Like,
yeah,
we don't want to slide too quickly, so he held him with that before turning his attention to burying it.